It's a very, very serious situation.
Campbell was also hit with a lawsuit from another former employee who said the British model viciously assaulted her while calling her a dumb Romanian. The lawsuit by Gabby Gibson called Campbell a violent super bigot. Gibson said the model hit her, called her names, and threatened to charge her with theft after being unable to find a pair of jeans designed by Stella McCartney. The maid worked for Campbell from November 2005 to January 2006. In 2007, a judge denied a legal attempt by the model's lawyers to bar her ex-maid from raising prior examples of her allegedly chronic abusive and repeatedly violent conduct towards her employees. The case has yet to be resolved. Campbell's lawyer said the allegations against his client did not fit the pattern of the supermodel's history of altruism, which has seen her involved in a number of worthy causes.
But she's also constantly contributing to the public at large, whether it be cancer research or whether or not it be AIDS research or whether or not it be for providing for underprivileged children like the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. All over the world, she has done a magnificent job to circumvent all of that and suggest that she's a discriminating individual or a hateful individual is just absurd. It just doesn't fit within the fabric.
On the matter of the telephone assault, Campbell's defense team struck a deal with the prosecution that saw the supermodel pleading guilty to reckless assault in exchange for 5 days of community service. Campbell served her sentence at a New York City Sanitation Department garage, where she swept and mopped offices and bathrooms between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Campbell was also ordered to pay her maid's medical expenses and to attend a 2-day anger management program. But just a year later, Campbell was banned from flying on British Airways after an incident at Heathrow's Terminal 5. The 37-year-old model was arrested on suspicion of assaulting a police officer and later released on bail after being removed from a flight to Los Angeles. Britain's police traditionally patrol without firearms, but Liverpool's gangland wars of the mid-90s were so violent that Mersey police took the unusual step of taking to the streets fully armed. Officers needed protection against the hardened gangs that were fighting over control of the city's nightclubs and drug distribution. The explosive dispute led to the shooting death of David Ungi, the head of a powerful local family, in May 1995. A further 9 shootings rocked Liverpool as the gangs retaliated against each other.
What concerns me is the lowering of the threshold of what used to be unacceptable behaviour, where people are now willing to use firearms, whereas perhaps in the past they would have used fists or knives.
Ungi's lawyer denied he was a criminal.
What I have to say is that in any major city in this country, there are obviously criminal elements, some more organised than others. But I'm not aware, as a solicitor who's been practicing here for 20 years, of any organised mafia in this city. Certainly in my conversations with senior police officers, there's been no suggestion that my clients are part of a criminal mafia.
But the godfathers of crime in Liverpool had access to some of the deadliest weapons. One police raid netted 4 Uzi machine guns.
Carrying weapons has suddenly become a fashion accessory to those people of that kind of mind who feel that they must carry weapons and flaunt them and every now and then fire them off.
Doctors at the city hospital were appalled with the wounds they had to deal with.
We've seen people with shotgun wounds to the back which have penetrated into the chest and have collapsed both lungs. We've seen shotgun pellets and wounds spread all around the limbs. We've seen limbs almost taken off with shotgun sprays. We've obviously seen chest injuries of all sorts. Some of them requiring the chests to actually be opened, but many of them just requiring to be taken to the operating theatre very, very quickly.
But it was the emotional wounds inflicted on the locals that concerned community leaders.
The great majority of people in Toxteth are not lawbreakers, they are not violent people, they are not involved in criminal gangs or anything like that. and their lives are being disrupted by what they see going on around them. And the fear is one part of the community would be turned against another. There's no reason why it should, but when people are feeling insecure, then all sorts of things can result.
As the main port of entry for illegal firearms and drug importation, Liverpool continues to be a hotspot for violent crime and home to some of Britain's most trigger-happy criminals.